Now at 9, it's nomination time. We're live tonight with more from the Student Government Association Nomination Convention.
Plus, Ball State's president honored, the award he received, and what President Mearns is saying tonight.
We had a cold front move in today, bringing in a lot of gusty conditions, and I'll have more on that and my full weather coming up soon.
From the heart of Ball State University, live from the Unified Media Newsroom, NewsLink Indiana starts right now.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for being with us. I'm Marley Thomas.
And I'm Camille Brack.
The Ball State Student Government Association's elections are just right around the corner, and tonight slates are making their first announcements.
NewsLink Indiana's Alicia Bernarcha is live at the nomination convention right now with the latest.
Well, this
Alicia?
is a kickoff for SGA elections. This is an exciting week for SGA, and their mayor, SGA election chair, explains why.
Papers is done, then open campaigning starts, which is a really exciting 2-week period that's going to be full of great events for people to come and meet the candidates and become well-informed voters.
There are 3 slates running this year, and this is what you need to know. We have United with Jake Seiler running for president and his running mate Elizabeth Latham running for vice president. The second group is Empower 2019 with Julian Zimmerman running for president and his running mate Joel Johnson. And the third is Elevate with Aiden Medallion and VP candidate Cameron de Blasio. After the elections nomination convention tonight here in AJ 175, it opens the floor for these campaigns to start campaigning. Right now over in Bracken Library, you can meet with candidate Aiden Medallion, who's already reaching out to students with his group Elevate. And you can meet United at the Scramble Light at 11 to 3 Thursday and Empower 2019 Sunday after the presidential debate with their meeting with Alpha Kappa Alpha and the Pine Shelf Brew. Guys, stay tuned for more coverage with NewsLink Indiana on this SGA election. Now back to you guys in the studio.
Alicia Bernarcha live tonight from the SGA nomination convention. Alicia, thanks. Make sure to join NewsLink Indiana Thursday night at 6 o'clock on Facebook Live or live stream for a live stream of the debate.
Voting will begin February 25th and ends the 26th. Be sure to follow NewsLink Indiana for everything SGA election coverage on air and online.
Now, the Muncie Community School Board meeting will look a little different as students are trying to let their voices be heard.
NewsLink Indiana's Zoe Dwiggins is live at the Muncie Area Career Center tonight to tell us who these students are and what they want. Zoe?
Marlene, Camille, tonight was expected to be the first time Muncie Community High School students address the school board. The school system has developed a group of students called the Student Advisory Board, and they are expected to express concerns and ideas about the school system. Now, they were expected to present tonight. However, their presentation got moved to a later date because of a time crunch in tonight's meeting. They are expected to express ideas such as block scheduling and e-learning days. They are also expected to discuss concerns of safety on the school property, and we will be sure to bring you more updates after their presentation at February 26th MCS meeting. Live in Muncie, Zoe Dwiggins, NewsLink Indiana.
Zoe Dwiggins from the Muncie Area Career Center tonight. Zoe, thanks.
The United Way of Delaware County celebrated the hard work of their staff and donors tonight. It raised over $1.4 million from its 2018 campaign. President Mearns was awarded the Volunteer of the Year Award for his initiatives. Ball State University increased donations, raised by nearly 14%.
I want to thank you for giving me and Jennifer the opportunity to engage in this kind of service, because it's through those service opportunities that you provide to us that you help give meaning, true meaning to our lives as well.
Ball State's campaign raised $182,000 thanks to the help of staff members.
The National Weather Service confirms a tornado swept through southwestern Indiana on Thursday. The EF1 tornado swept across portions of Gibson County and went on for more than 2 miles. No one was injured. The storm damaged several homes and trees and left heavy flooding in the area. And you know, we're not really facing any of those tornadoes,
Right.
but it definitely was cold and rainy and snowy today.
Yeah, I'm definitely ready for a peak of sunshine, so I'm really hoping that that's coming. Morgan, what can you tell us?
Yes, thank you, Marley and Camille. We do actually have a lot of wind, not anything that a tornado would even bring, but a lot of wind and definitely some flurries that are lingering around the area tonight. Now, we do have some pretty chilly conditions out there. Right now, current wind chills 19 here in Muncie, 17 in Marion, and 14 over in Kokomo. Now, we can really thank that to our gusty conditions, where gusts right now are 30 in Muncie, 39 in Indianapolis, 30 over in Terre Haute, and we're going to see these gusts even pick up more overnight, which I'll have more in my full forecast coming up in just a little bit.
The verdict is back in the case of notorious drug kingpin Joaquin El Chapo Guzman. Guzman was found guilty on all charges for his actions while running the Sinaloa cartel. Camila Bernal is outside the courtroom with more.
56 witnesses and 200 hours of testimony, the jury decided Joaquin El Chapo Guzman's fate and found him guilty. According to witnesses, Guzman ordered multiple executions, engaged in bribery, and even committed murder. The jury heard wiretaps and saw text messages provided by a technical analyst that Guzman hired to insert spyware on his associates' phones. Witnesses also testified the cartel used tunnels and even submarines to smuggle tons of drugs into the U.S. Even El Chapo's lawyer said millions in bribes were paid to former Mexican President Enrique Peña Nieto, who denied receiving money from El Chapo. All of it shedding light on the massive operating capability of the Sinaloa cartel. Guzman is notorious for his prison escapes from Mexican facilities, once in 2001 and another time in 2015. As a result of this raid, he was recaptured in 2016 by Mexican authorities and extradited to the United States to face federal charges. One of the most high-profile drug cases in U.S. history is now over. Guzman is expected to be sentenced to life. In New York, I'm Camila Bernal reporting.
The evidence against El Chapo shed light into the kind of regime he ran. DEA experts believe with El Chapo sentenced to life in prison, it will not stop the reach of the Sinaloa cartel.
President Trump is still determined to build a wall. He said earlier today that he is not a fan of the border security deal Democrats and Republicans reached. Although unhappy, he admits it's unlikely there will be another government shutdown.
I have to study it. I'm not happy about it. It's not doing the trick, but I'm adding things to it. And when you add whatever I have to add, it's all going to happen where we're going to build a beautiful, big, strong wall.
The White House said the president is still considering an executive order to build the wall along the southern border. Looking for a gift for that special someone? Just ahead, a unique gift a group on campus is encouraging you to give someone on Valentine's Day.
And from salty to sweet, we'll take you to a place where you can taste some sweet treats. All that and more after the break.
No more, he didn't mean it.
No more, she seems fine to me.
No more, not my problem.
No more, she was drunk.
No more, he was drunk.
No more, she was asking for it.
No more, he didn't mean it.
No more, why didn't she tell anyone? No more, we don't talk about that. No more bystanding.
No more ignorance.
No more excuses.
No more.
So, I just moved in with this family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that! That's disgusting! Oh, poop already! You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
After retiring from the NFL, I've been able to spend a lot more time coaching my daughter's basketball teams. It's something I love to do. Through our games and our tournaments, we see all types of coaching, good and bad. And it begs the question, do we really know who's coaching our kids? Do they have the proper training and screening it would take for me to be comfortable with my daughters playing for that coach? Our Youth Basketball Association made the decision to use trusted coaches to screen and train all of our coaches. I'm a trusted coach. Are you?
Welcome back. Camp Kesem at Ball State has a spudtastic idea for your loved one.
Camp Kesem is selling potato grams for $3. You can write a short message on the potato and send it to someone you love. Audrey Williams, co-director of Camp Kesem at Ball State, is excited about this new gift idea for the Day of Love. The potato sale is not just limited to Ball State students. Anyone from Muncie is able to buy a potato gram for their loved one.
Really fun, easy way to get other people on campus involved, and who wouldn't want a potato for Valentine's Day? Okay, there's lots of potato puns that we've had. I've seen if you were a potato, you'd be a sweet one. Also, what is the most powerful potato? Darth Tater.
If you know someone who is appealing and you want to send them a potato gram, go to donate.kesem.org/potatograms to sign up. All orders are due tomorrow at noon.
When planning for Valentine's Day, one of the first things to come to mind may be chocolate. Queer Chocolatier in downtown Muncie is just one of many businesses celebrating this week. The business is offering a guided tasting tour, all centered around guests trying chocolate from around the world. Guests can also learn how craft chocolate is made. Guests are invited to jump into either introduction or intermediate tours. Owner Morgan Roddy says she wants to take this opportunity to branch out the holidays norms into a more inclusive celebration.
Valentine's Day is very heteronormative, so we look to provide an alternative for folks who are queer and give them a chance to share their love unapologetically with someone who is not in that heteronormative framework.
You can still join them on a tour. Those begin at 5:30 this Wednesday and Thursday.
And speaking of love, Starbucks shareholders will love this. Shares of the coffee chain hit an all-time high on Monday. Starbucks stock is also up 20% since Howard Schultz resigned as CEO in 2017. Schultz is currently contemplating a third-party run for president. Current CEO Kevin Johnson credits the company's growth in China for its recent success. In most recent quarters, Starbucks reported some store sales growth of 1% in China. The company is also touting success with its mobile app, saying that 14% of U.S. orders are being done on the app.
So outside today, there was like this rain-snow mix that was really off-putting to me.
I know.
I wasn't sure what to believe.
It kind of made things a little slick. So Morgan, what do you have for us?
Yes, you can see right there over the next 12 hours, we're going to be dropping down to the low 20s, and that wind chill is going to get even lower with all the high winds that we are experiencing. I will have more in my full forecast coming up after the break.
For those who serve today, and those who served before them, for those whose sacrifice will never end, the Gary Sinise Foundation shows its gratitude through entertainment, outreach, and life-changing support. We can never give enough, but we can always give a little more. Find out how you can donate at GarySiniseFoundation.org.
Sometimes there's no do-over. Some things you can't rewind. That's when an extra safety step could mean the difference between a close call and a call to 911. Simple steps save lives. Learn more at poolsafely.gov.
Don't wait. Communicate. Make your emergency plan today.
Of all the things you've done with your bike, donating it to Goodwill may be the most incredible of all. Your donations help fund job placement and training for people in your community, which means your stuff can be more powerful than you think. Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs.
Welcome back. Now, Morgan, tell us what's going on with the weather. This is crazy.
Yeah, I know. We had a lot of rain today, and it's been transitioning over to snow and a lot of wind in the area, especially tonight. Now, as we can see on the current live shot of our radar, this snow is now lingering over Indiana. It's going to be moving out overnight tonight. But the big story is our wind advisory, and as well as a couple flood warnings within the area. But both of these are going to last until about 4 a.m. Now, we're going to see gusts to about up to 45 miles per hour, so very windy overnight tonight. Now, I'll track these out for you. Going into midnight, 36 over here in Muncie, and 27 in Indianapolis. Now, I do think this model is underdoing it. Like I said, 45 miles an hour we could possibly see. Now, currently here in Muncie, we are seeing temperatures of about 31 degrees, and with that west wind of 18 degrees, we're feeling like it's about 19 right now. Now, very chilly, and all across Indiana, we're feeling these conditions. 27 up in Kokomo. Terre Haute is feeling like 31 as well, and in Bloomington, 31 degrees down there. Now, tonight, here we're going to drop down to 23 degrees. That 60% chance of snow is going to stick around, and it's going to leave us pretty early in the morning hours tomorrow. That west wind is going to sustain at 20 to 30 miles per hour, so very, very windy conditions overnight tonight. Going into tomorrow, we'll wake up to some pretty breezy conditions as well, with that west wind still remaining at 15 to 20 miles per hour. But that high is going to be 33 degrees. We're going to experience some gradual clearing. So yes, the sun should come out tomorrow in the afternoon hours, and I know we have all missed it. Now, this Thursday, we have a big day, for some people at least. Valentine's Day is going to be on Thursday, 45 degrees. Now, we do have some afternoon showers that will be moving in, and just keep in mind for that if you have any plans now going into Valentine's Day night. That's going to be transitioning into some snowfall. Now, it's not going to be anything that should be too ruining for plans. You should be able to still go out and enjoy a nice evening out there on Thursday night. Now, for the rest of your 7 days, we have a pretty nice roller coaster of dry and precipitation. Now, on Thursday, like I said, 45, some chance of rain and even snow on Thursday. Friday, we're going to be drying out. Partly cloudy conditions, 34 on Saturday, 33 again, partly cloudy conditions. But then Saturday night, we have a cold front moving in that's going to be bringing our next weather maker. Sunday, 40% chance of snow, maybe an inch of accumulation. We'll be tracking that out. Keep updated on that. And a high of 30. Now Monday, we'll be drying out with a high of 29 and partly cloudy conditions. And on Tuesday, we'll have another chance of precipitation of snow on a high of 34 on Tuesday as well.
So a little bit of sunshine.
Yes, thank God. I know we've all missed it. I've missed it.
Yeah, I have too. I cannot complain. Hey, Ben, what's going on with sports now?
Oh, Ball State men's golf gets to escape all this yucky weather down at the Earl Yestingsmeyer match play in Florida and find out how one high school sophomore brought a community together through basketball. Stay tuned.
Isn't this perfect?
It was my pleasure. May I?
Adam, I can't thank you enough for saving me from that sweepstakes scam. I could have lost everything.
It was a classic cat and mouse game. Remember, you never have to pay to play.
You're my hero.
Oh.
After all these years. What's the matter, Adam? Cat got your tongue?
Sure, I look cute now, but when my owner lost his job, it was rough. I was living on the street, and one night, me and this Cocker Spaniel got into it so bad, I wound up looking like an ice cream cone. I cried a little bit, but thankfully I got rescued, so I'm running, I'm jumping, all back to my old self. And I'm ready to give unconditional love, even if you put a lampshade on my head.
I'm a teacher. Let me tell you what I make. I make learning a privilege, not a chore, and frustration a tool, not an obstacle. I make working hard seem easy and giving up impossible. I make an old subject feel like a fresh thought and unconventional methods common. I'm a teacher. I make more.
And welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. I'm Ben Shern with sports. The Blackford boys basketball team has drastically turned around their program in the last year and a half, thanks to the state's top scorer. NewsLink Indiana's Blake Dollier has the story.
In Hartford City, Indiana, a town of about 6,000 people, agriculture and industries are a driving force behind the community's success. Beneath the surface of what may look like any old farm town lies an athlete that has brought a community together. Sophomore Luke Brown, who leads Indiana high school basketball in scoring, recently scored his 1,000th point of his career. In just his 32nd game, Brown is the fastest to score 1,000 points in state history.
I was just really happy. You know, I've always wanted to break 1,000, and since I was a little kid, but I didn't know that it was going to be my sophomore year. So just truly a blessing, just trying to give God the glory through everything that I do.
Coach Jerry Hoover was certain that Brown would break the 1,000-point barrier in last Friday's contest against Oak Hill because of his play throughout the year.
He's averaging 36, and I forget what he had to have, but we thought that this would probably be the game he'd break the record.
Brown believes there's no better moral support than the community having the team's back.
At home is a big deal because we got the community behind us, and not only does it help us, but it could also, you know, degrade the other team.
Not only does Blackford have a unique sixth-man factor, but it's something unlike anything Coach Hoover has ever seen.
Blackford seems to be one of the few schools in the state that at this point is supporting their team like they are.
The Blackford boys basketball team is seeking to win their first sectional championship since 2004. In Hartford City, Blake Dollier, NewsLink Indiana.
And Luke Brown scored 54 points tonight in Blackford's win against Daleville. Well, down in sunny Florida, the Ball State men's golf team wrapped up the final day of the Earl Yestingsmeyer Match Play Tournament. After losing to the semifinals to Miami of Ohio, the Cardinals came out strong today in the third-place match against Eastern Michigan. Led by sophomore C.J. Jones, who didn't lose a single match this week, the Cardinals won 4 of 6 matches against #1 seed in the tournament. 2 other Ball State golfers won 2 of their 3 matches throughout the 2-day event. Head coach Mike Fleck thinks that this tournament will set up his young team for success in the spring.
You know, we take a lot of positives away from this. We come home with a winning record. You know, we beat the #1 seed, didn't come in today, you know, with an attitude of, hey, you know, we're not in the championship match, so it doesn't matter. And for a young squad, that's important.
The team is off until March when they head to Arizona to compete in the Desert Mountain Intercollegiate. And guys, I gotta be jealous. The golf team's down in Florida and we're up here in Indiana getting snow and rain. Come on, how's that fair?
I know, spring break cannot come soon enough, honestly. Thank you, Ben, and find out what late night host announced it's his last call.
And why Cardi B is mad again. This time she may be missing from one of your favorite social media sites. Up next on Trending.
Hey, did you know 2.4 million loving cats and dogs in shelters and rescues need our help to find a home? Let's go to theshelterpetproject.org and meet a few who are in a shelter near you. Harlow, oh, she's one great listener who loves to hear all your stories. My kind of cat. Cerulo is a sweet, goofy boy who's eager to please. Sounds just like another dog I know. So go to theshelterpetproject.org, search your local shelters and rescues, and go for a cuddle with your next best friend. Adopt.
Problems. The ones nobody talks about at cocktail parties. We go looking for them. No matter the obstacles, no matter the odds, we surround a community's most critical problems, and we fight. United Way fights for the health, education, and financial stability of every person in every community. Will you?
It doesn't take a scientist to cure hunger or a fancy economist to create safe housing. It takes imagination, creativity, sweat equity. And I think of kids going to school hungry. Hunger, homelessness. In this land of plenty, seriously? Come on, we could fix this. Help out, or don't. The choice is yours.
Here's your sandwich, miss.
Oh, thank you.
And your burger.
Awesome, thank you.
And your bowl of boiling water, sir.
Welcome back. Time to take a look at what's trending.
Joining us now is NewsLink Indiana's Katie McLaughlin. Katie, what do you have for us?
Yes, guys. So for all of you late night lovers who have followed Carson Daly's career throughout the years, I'm afraid he's calling it quits on his late night show, Last Call. The 45-year-old says it's time to focus on quality over quantity and will continue his roles on The Today Show, The Voice, and of course, being a dad. Daly describes his incredible 17 years on the show by saying, "Hard to believe it's been so long, 2,000 episodes. It's time to move on to something new and let someone else have access to this incredible platform." And Daly is not the only one calling it quits. Cardi B fans are freaking out after the rapper deleted her Instagram. She won a Grammy for Best Rap Album and is disappointed in the lack of love she is receiving. Cardi posted a rant after the Grammys, calling people out for not giving her credit on her win. She points out when fans had her back when Bodak Yellow lost last year and expected the same support from her followers. Now take a look as she explains her frustration.
Put other people down to uplift somebody else. That's not my style, and that's not what I'm with, and I don't support that.
So obviously for the rest of the video, well, we can't show you. And obviously, guys, I think Cardi kind of has a reason to be a little upset. You know, she's worked so hard to get to this point, and now people are kind of like saying she doesn't deserve it. So I kind of understand where she's coming from. She's always been, you know, one of those people who's kind of been out there. So
Very
this is
outspoken.
very her,
Yes.
I think, very Cardi.
Yeah.
And, you know, I think I'm going to let her keep her slang. I won't try to steal it from her anymore. But yeah, so what do you guys think?
I think it's definitely a way for her to make her statement. You
Yes.
know, it would. She had a huge following on Instagram, so
Exactly.
being able for her to actually delete it was just incredible, I guess.
Yeah, and people actually, I hadn't heard of it until I, you know, got on the internet today, but people, I guess, who are constant followers of Cardi, they were like, where's she at? Where'd she go? So, yeah.
Thank you so much, Katie. And Morgan, let's take one last look at the weather. What do we have?
Yes, so windy tonight, and then on Thursday for your Valentine's Day, don't be too scared about your plans because you just got some scattered showers and snow chances later that night, but then a nice start to your weekend with partly cloudy and mid-30s.
Alrighty, thanks Morgan.
And that's all for NewsLink Indiana. Be sure to join us again tomorrow night at 9, streaming live on the NewsLink Indiana Facebook page.
And for news anytime, anywhere, go to ballstatedaily.com. Have a great night.